guys, so this is going to be part 2 of my little series, basically just deadlifting and then squat form and mechanics. And so this is just to help anybody with their squat form. There's some quick little tips that I use to be able to make sure that my squat, it feels good and it looks good. That's kind of weird. Hey guys, so that's weird. I don't know what I'm doing today. Okay. Hey guys, so this is going to be a video on squat form and some body mechanics. Basically, some of the things that I've learned and I've picked up over the years of learning how to squat and perfecting my squat. First thing I'm going to do is just explaining it here, and then what I'll do is a voiceover, just like I did on the deadlifts, of watching one of my lifts and how I can actually perfect it and make it better, and some of the cues that I'm mentally thinking of as I'm performing the lift. So I hope this helps you guys out with your squats. I appreciate you guys watching, and I will see you guys in the gym. Namaste. Hey, I just wanted to add really quick that I'm sorry that I cut my head off in the whole video. You know, we'll need a camera crew one day, but for now, it's your girl. So I apologize for that, and I hope that everything's still very clear, and I'll probably make another one eventually, just to be able to make it clear for you guys. So, sorry.
But today was squats. So one of the first things that you got to think about is where you actually want your hand position to be. I feel like this is something a lot of people don't think about. They just kind of go up to the bar every time, just kind of grab it wherever, and just trying to bro it out and just ego lift and stuff like that. But the first thing I think about is, okay, so like if this is the bar here, obviously gyms are closed, so I can't go do one to demo this, but I'll show a video of me doing it. But basically, you want to think where you want to put your hands. I learned the word knurling the other day. I didn't know that was a thing. So where on the bar, where you put your hands in like the little coarse part of the bar. I don't know. Basically, I'll put a picture right here. Okay, so basically, I put my hands, if this is like the knurling right here, I put my thumb here, and then that's where I grip it. I kind of make a thumb distance away. That's where my preferred stance is. Basically, about shoulder width is fine. I do a little bit wider. You could do like that. I've seen people do super tight, and then when you do that, you're like super close. Again, I prefer about this distance away. So when I grab the bar, it's about like that. So I still feel tight. Everything's kind of engaged. So you grab the bar, put it here, and then what I do is I try to lock it out. So what I used to do is chicken arms. Chicken arms is when you go like this, and you're squatting, and your arms are out here, like you can just flap away like a little bird. I learned not to do that. So basically what I do is like when I grab the bar and I get under the bar, go like this, shimmy, feel like make sure the bar's secure. I tuck my shoulders and my elbows in. I tuck my elbows in so that everything is close to the body. Again, with all these movements, bench, deadlift, squat, everything, you want to keep it tight and close. So basically, I turn, when I have the bar, I'll literally physically move the bar so that everything's tight, and then I'll pick my stance. So depending on how wide or close you want your feet to be. So some people prefer to go like this, and they have a very like close grip. Oh, that's rough. Some people prefer to have a very close one. I don't. I prefer to have a little bit wider. There's some people that are like super wide. Again, powerlifters, y'all do what you're gonna do. But basically, I like to keep it about here. So kind of the best of both worlds. I have my heels pointing, my heels in, my toes pointed outward. And the same thing is that you don't, when you look at your body, everything's always going to be in alignment. So when you have this here, everything is in that same direction. So when you're descending into the lift, depending on how far your toes are pointed out, is when you're descending, that's where your knees are going to go too, just because the body is just like that. So same thing, if you're going here, your knees are going to go forward when you're squatting. When your toes are pointed out, they're going to go out when you're squatting. So just keep that in mind when you're lifting, is that like, I don't know, if you have your toes out like this and then you're trying to point your knees straight and go down, it just feels completely wrong for me. I don't know, but I've seen all kinds of things at the gym. Basically, so you have your stance, you have how you want to grab the bar, you have your stance down. Again, this is how I do. I'll pick up the bar, I'll step back into place, a few steps. Again, you want to minimize that many steps as much as possible. Because out of the beat, you don't want to do like 100 steps trying to get into place. You want to like have that down like mentally. So figure out where you're going to put your feet, point it out. And then what I do, same thing that I do with deadlifting, is that I engage and I lock my lats into place. I lock my elbows into place. Everything's tight. My chest is up. My core is super tight. Like you could literally punch me, it would not hurt. And so basically doing that, everything's tight, everything's locked in. on my descent, I actually learned this from Jimmy House, so shout out to you. When you descend, you want to really keep your glutes tight. Same thing with deadlifts. This is all the same kind of stuff. You want to keep your glutes and your hammies tight as you're going down for the descent, and then you don't want to lose that glute engagement when you stand and pop right back up. So same thing from the side. You pick your stance, everything's tight, everything's engaged, everything's locked. Go down, don't lose that glute engagement, and pop out of the hole. So what I used to do is
I used to just descend into the squat and not have any muscles tight, and as you can see, it's hard to get up when you haven't even kept those muscles tight on the descent. You're not going to be able to get out of the hole as easy. So what you do is right here, what I'm going to do is tighten everything up and descend into the squat and keep everything super, super tight and locked so that I can drive out of the hole.
Standing up, popping right back up. So you're down, popping right back up. Down, popping right back up. And when I'm going up, I'm actually pushing into the bar. So it's almost like I'm going like in. I'm pushing into the bar as I'm standing up so that I can keep everything tight and engaged and close to the center. Same thing when you're going down. Because I mentioned it before, how your heels are going to determine and your toes are going to determine where your knees go, everything like that, and you're going like that, you want to make sure that you're keeping everything tight and you're using the right muscles. A lot of times what I used to do, because I had weak abductors away from the body. I went to school for 4 years to learn that. No, but when you're doing that, you want to, on the way up, push your legs out. It looks kind of stupid when I'm doing this, like that, but that's almost the thought that I have when I'm doing it. If you're just going down and then you're standing up and you're going like that, again, I used to squat like that, which is why I don't do it anymore. All that means is that you got weak muscles and your body's trying to push your knees in because it doesn't have the strength to keep it out. So an exercise that I do to actually help that, I'll show you, is I just have one of these bands and then wrap it around. I'm an Instagram fit shape now. You wrap it around, and then what I do is I get into my stance, so I'll usually warm up like this. Get in your stance, and then as you're going down, you're using all the exact same cues, and you're standing up and you're pushing your knees out as you're standing up. Going down and pushing your knees out, and this is going to try to push you in, and so that's why if you've never felt what I'm even talking about, this is really going to help you out to be able to do that. Strengthen that outer glute, strengthen the outer leg to be able to maintain that positioning as you're standing up and being able to like fire up. So those are some of the cues that I use that have helped me with my squat tremendously. My squat has definitely gone through a reconstruction phase, that is for sure. It used to be pretty gnarly looking back at the videos and stuff like that, but I'm just always working to try to fix it and make it better and work on my form. So a lot of times what I have to do is sacrifice the weight on the bar to actually make sure that I'm keeping my form right, because when you notice things are kind of falling or you can notice there's pain in certain areas, you're probably doing something wrong because nothing should really hurt if you're doing it the right way and you're treating your body right. So those are just some of the tips that have helped me for squat. So if you have any recommendations or things to add or things that I could have said differently, for sure let me know, but I appreciate you watching.